Hello everyone, welcome back to the Pocono Raceway for race 2 of our doubleheader, race 10 of the Crown Royal Truck Series season. It's the Reese's 300. After flipping in race 1, Riley Spurlytube has buffed out his Dodge Ram overnight and is looking very strong here on the front row with Mikey Yamakaze to his outside. Logan Cloud obviously wrecked with Spurlytube late in the going of the Hershey's 300 yesterday, but they are both benefiting off some top 5 starting spots and look to take control of this race here early. The top, I believe, 5 or 6 actually pit at the end of the last race, possibly to get this strategy and be up here for the inversion. Another driver you want to watch out for up here starting high in the field is Zachary DeLello there in P8. But 40 trucks remain on the grid, and let's take a look at the rest of them.
Looking at the rest of the field, you got Stephen Wallace Jr. in that 27, going to start 9th today. Diego Yepes starting 12th after about a mid-pack run. Top 31 were on the lead lap last time out, and we're going to see if we can get back to our race leader there. We might have to go a little bit of the helicopter cam here. But there is the driver who won the race, Austin Murray, in that number 88. Brady Burkhart and Alex Banyako right there with Matty Porta and Eric Monaco. The top 5 with a shocking run by the 72 and 49, putting them at the back of this field now. These guys back here, from Luke Rainey all the way back to Roger Ray, all finished a lap down. Jose Perez blew an engine at the end of the race. He will roll off 39th in a backup truck, and Alex Peters, of course, was in that crash. He will roll off in 40th. Riley Spurlytube, though, in that number 28, it's a great job for them. They actually, Logan Cloud and Riley Spurlytube, we talked to their crew chiefs beforehand. They said they brought it down on pit road so they could guarantee a top 5 starting spot here at for this second race. They want to be able to try to get some of that clean air right away. That is an interesting strategy, and do you think that it will be able to work?
Considering how Austin Murray tore up the field yesterday, last time out, I expect a lot of the faster trucks to do the same, so it'll definitely work in the opening parts of the race, but when it comes down to crunch time, who knows?
And you're looking at some of these guys that are back here. Yamakaze has nothing to lose. He is part-time truck for Shade Burkhart Racing, but you got Riley Spurlytube. He's already 28th in points, especially after a horrible finish yesterday. He's looking maybe just to get some of those bonus points early on, try to lead some laps, try to hang on. He could be able to stay up front. He was up front last race, and he fought from about, I believe, mid-pack for that one. You also have Eli Bright up here. That 8 truck probably going to drop to the back quick, but Stapleton and Monaco were able to fight off in those closing laps as well. Cody Goforth, Zachary Fitzwater up here as well, trying to get their way into the show with those 59 and 24, trying to get themselves towards the front this time around. It's going to be another 40-lap race here for the Reese's 300. Here at Pocono. Let's go ahead and get ready to go down trackside for the commands to fire the engines at the Reese's 300.
Drivers, start your engines!
Same 40 drivers will roll off for another 40 laps here at Pocono. Riley Spurlytube and Mikey Yamakaze finished 31st and 30th in yesterday's race, respectively. They will lead us to the green. 40 drivers looking for this one. Now, Austin Murray, he was able to come from 38th on the grid to win the race. He's starting 31st in this one. You think he's going to be able to make it a sweep this weekend?
Who knows? I think any of those guys back there, like Banyako, Brady, Porta, Friesen, they could all work their way up this grid. Even Ryan Butcher possibly back there. But you got some strong guys toward the front, actually. Obviously, you got Cloud and Spurlytube, but you have Tib Foster, Zachary DeLello as well up here. They're going to be big threats for this one, I feel. And maybe don't even count out Diego Yepes in that Shepherd truck. You don't know what could happen here at Pocono, but should be some fun 40 laps of action.
Got these strong guys up here, but again, you got Mikey Yamakaze, Eli Bright, Cody Goforth, Stephen Wallace Jr., Jake Galloway, Zachary Fitzwater, all inside this top 10, and those are some trucks that have been struggling this season. This 30's really come into its own, especially with almost winning at Road America. Of course, Sladek choked in the carousel there, but some of those trucks looking to try to hang on up front, though no cautions in the last one. We could see a couple this time, especially with the field inversion.
Definitely. I feel that this is going to be wild and zoned out there a little bit. Sorry. But coming off turn 3 should be a fun one here from Pocono.
Spurlytube will have his teammate Eli Bright lined up behind him. We'll see how good of a jump that inside line gets. Jefferson had a great jump here in the race yesterday. It's going to be Spurlytube and Yamakaze leading us down 40 laps. Spurlytube doesn't get it run, but Bright and Goforth do. Green flags in the air, and they're already fanning out 3 wide further back.
Coming down toward turn 1, racing hard already. You see diving in. Looks like Spurlytube's going to be clear of, obviously, Yamakaze and his teammate Eli Bright. Rounding off turn 1 here, you got, looks like 2x2 for most of the field, not too much 3 wide yet. DeLello finds the bottom.
Out in front now, Eli Bright looking to take that second position away from Yamakaze. Have a TSR 1-2, especially with how unlucky this team's been the last few races. Even at Steelback, with both their drivers being crashed into, and Larry Hagan really costing himself many valuable points at Steelback. You got Cody Goforth trying to hang on over Tib Foster, but Logan Cloud looking to make short work of Eli Bright and Yamakaze. He's using the outside. Riley Spurlytube, though, will lead lap number 1 here at the Reese's 300 at Pocono.
Clean and green lap 1. Riley Spurlytube is gone. Cloud picking his way past Eli Bright. Now Yamakaze at the bottom. Tib Foster finds the bottom, trying to fight off Zachary DeLello and Cody Goforth there. Goforth's probably going to be underrated, a little bit overlooked in a pre-race. He could possibly be a threat here as well.
Rockstar Energy has 4 trucks on their lineup. The 7 has really been the weak link, especially with Nicky Morris leaving the team as well. You got Jacob Rose driving that 7 truck, a driver who's pretty much getting rushed up to a couple truck races, though the team will be going back part-time. But Cody Goforth and Gatlin Downey have been the 2 stars on Rockstar Energy. For the team, Gatlin Downey now sits 12th after yesterday's race as well. Cody Goforth, he's dropped to 22nd, but Kukulon, after being 49th this season in points at one point, definitely a big move there. Logan Cloud now up to 2nd as Spurlytube continues to lead. Bright hounding that 91.
Eli Bright, he has just struggled this season. TSR kind of in general has kind of struggled this season. They're trying to make the best of what they can, I have to say, but looks like the top 6 has broken away as Fitzwater was blocking earlier. He's trying to get into the top 30 of points. He's trying to make sure that Sauber doesn't lose their charter at the end of the season, because you have to be in the top 30 to keep your charters.
Fitzwater back here in the Sauber Racing number 59. He has Diego Yepes right behind him, and Yepes did not have a good start to the season. Shepherd Racing, though, really starting to improve. They've been upgrading this truck, been able to make it up through here. He had a pretty solid finish to the truck race yesterday. That's why he is starting, though. He started this race in 12th. Now he's just outside the top 10 as Gatlin Downey makes the move on him. See a couple guys who were running up front yesterday. Now they're up here as Irving Allison close to Gibson. You got Peter Onjak and Anderson Reed working together, the 2 Onj Auto drivers, trying to catch up to their other teammate. You see that bright pink number 40 of Tib Foster down there. Carson Bowers mired back in that pack, but you also see Jay Jefferson, Nathan Stapleton, Alex Benyako, Austin Murray, Brady Burkhart starting to pick their way through the field.
7, Jacob Rose absolutely falling like a rock as Kukulon almost into the back of the 16 there. You see a lot of 2 wide action as they're still all bunched up here early on, especially here in the mid-pack.
Mid-pack is where you see a lot of racing. Now you see Austin Murray looking to the inside of that 83 of Alex Benyako. This truck is set for to fight through the traffic. They had it set up like that because he was starting 38th yesterday. Starts this race 31st today, and he's already moving up inside the top 20, making him run on 19th as Fitzwater is in the wall in that 59.
Must have thought he was driving on the wrong side of the racetrack, like back home at Australia. But yeah, that's just going to hurt that team even more. They did not need to see that happen. And the rest of the field's going to make quick work of them, it seems like. But Tib Foster looks like he's climbed his way up to, what's that, like P4, P5 right now? I think that's P5, as we might have a battle for the lead between the 2 drivers who wrecked each other last race.
Spurlytube out in front, Cloud in 2nd. We'll see if any payback comes through with the Spurlytube from Cloud. But again, looked like a racing incident. But again, the drivers, they might not see it that way. Spurlytube out in front, Cloud in 2nd as they run through off of turn number 2. Cloud trying to get that momentum. Tib Foster clear into 3rd. Zachary DeLello trying to get up there. You also see Yepes and Reed further back. But Riley Spurlytube trying to hang on out in front early on here at Pocono. Cloud back in 2nd. 3rd is now Tib Foster. 4th, Eli Bright. He's battling Mikey Yamakaze for that 4th position. Zachary DeLello sits 6th. Jake Galloway 7th. Yepes 8th. Goforth 9th. And Anderson Reed trying to hold off Gatlin Downey. Peter Onjak and DJ Gibson battle for the 10th position.
Definitely seeing some of the faster trucks work up here with that 41, 44, and 53. They were just outside the top 10 as DeLello throwing it 3 wide, not too far ahead. Yep, as what a move, Diego. Using that Toyota power to the best of his advantage. He's going to really wash up off the corner, but he just picked off like 3 cars in one corner. Trucks.
That is a great run for the Order of the Arrow number 77. Of course, this sponsorship has been with him since season 1, and this is the paint scheme from his season 1 run when he won both of his first 2 career races in the Order of the Arrow paint scheme. That's why they are back on this truck, hoping that that will bring them some success this time. Texas Star Racing now losing Eli Bright as he's dropping to the back of the pack, or not to the back of the pack, but dropping back. Galloway trying to move his way up. Tip Foster clear into 3rd, but the top 2 pulling away. Might have been smart to see that because of all the trucks that are kind of underpowered behind him, but Spurlytube and Cloud are off to the races right now.
I'll say this, they didn't wreck each other in race 1 just to be up here in race 2, but they pit and they played the strategy perfectly to get themselves up here, and they are pulling away from this field. Last time out, we had a long green flag run. If that can happen again, they are sitting pretty currently. But DeLello looks like he's going to pass Tib, and maybe those two can work together and try and hunt down the top 2. But they have put together almost 3 seconds of an advantage. And no, Tib doesn't want to play nice with DeLello. He takes back P3, and it's just been a rough year for that 40 car once again.
Tib has had a rough year, of course, on Giotto last season. So many engine failures, so many mechanical problems, and just crashes. They came into Pocono last season with negative funds, just like Texas Star Racing has. Now they are a multi-million-dollar team. They have the 4 trucks running. All of them who are pretty strong in points. Of course, Anderson Reed has missed a race, but he is 15th in points and right now hanging on inside this top 10. So Tip Foster, he's been the weak link just because he hasn't been able to capitalize on stuff. He has the race win for the team, but he's right now in 3rd, trying to put together a great speedway run today.
Looks like we got some of the guys who are up toward the front in last race straggling off to the back. But Jake Galloway looking racy there in the 84. Looks like he's going to work his way underneath the Yamakaze. So Jake Galloway, obviously from Great Britain. Not the only British driver coming over, as you got some drivers in the lower series. I believe Nottingham Scott as well is from the UK. So obviously getting a little bit of love out there. And there has been talks of possibly the Cup Series could go overseas because they're building a track. There's an oval out in Rockingham in the UK. Could that possibly make the NSDCA? It's going to be a stretch to see if they can get it, but it's always something fun to fantasize about.
Of course, Season 6, the rumored Cup Series, looking at more and more likely that it will show up, especially with how many trucks we're seeing in this series and all the talent that's just been sitting up here for 2 and 3 seasons for some of them. Some of them, of course, rookies like Austin Murray. But these guys need somewhere else to go because they got younger guys coming on in trying to get these top-tier rides. This could be moved down to the 2nd series next season. We'll wait and see. Chevrolet still working with some of the other manufacturers on finalizing plans for the future Cup car, but we are ready and welcome to it. Riley Spurlytube and Logan Cloud have now brought it out to 3.72 seconds, possibly going to be 4 seconds across the line here as Tip Foster cleared to 3rd. Fitzwater sideways at the back of the pack, and there they are. Saved it. No caution for Zachary Fitzwater, but Jose Perez again gets screwed up. Are we under caution? We are under caution.
Yes. So Perez gets the worst of that. I'm not sure what happened because it was a little bit out of my view. I was watching the leaders, but poor luck for Jose Perez once again. He obviously has that win, but I don't even think he was in the top 20 of points coming into today, and that's not going to help him at all with 2 poor runs in a row. If not 3, I don't know where he was in Charlotte, honestly.
Jose Perez, he came into this race 14th, but as we said, the wild cards, if you get a win and you're inside the top 20 in the chase, you get one of the 2 wild card spots. Problem is, coming into this race, 4 drivers with wins are outside of the top 8. Alex Peters 9th, Zachary DeLello 10th, Curtis 11th, and Perez 14th. And him crashing is not going to help him at all, especially with how much damage that is. A blown engine yesterday in yesterday's race. Now the backup truck also gets torn up. 35 not coming out to luck today. But Zachary Fitzwater was also a piece of it. Jay Jefferson might have gotten a piece of it. But up front, that will take Spurlytube and Cloud's 4-second lead away. Now they will have to fight back through. 11 of 40 complete. We will have pit stops when they come around. Let's go ahead real quick, take a first look at the caution. Coming off of turn 2, you see Fitzwater. He's in the midst of this pack. Stephen Wallace Jr. all over his back bumper. You got DJ Curtis behind him as well. But Fitzwater, once again, it looks like he just takes it too high and gets into the wall. So either his tires were going down or he just has a very tight race truck. But he gets into the wall, bounces off of Friesen. Friesen bounces down into Jose Perez. Perez gets finished off by Luke Rainey. So Fitzwater and Friesen have some damage, but Perez gets the worst of it.
On board the GDI 35 as Perez gets more bad luck here at the tricky triangle. Nowhere to go. Made the move underneath Phi and then just goes for a big old spin. Doesn't hit the inside wall though, so if there's any slight positive out of that, it would be that.
So Zachary Fitzwater, he goes up the track here at Pocono into turn 3, scrapes the wall. Then he's going to ride that wall for a little bit, bounce off. Carter Friesen, nowhere to go. Jose Perez, just nowhere to go even more. We're going to go ahead, take a look at these pit stops that are happening under caution. Bring us back to the action here at Pocono.
Pit stops here are coming to 30 to go, so they'll be right on the line for fuel, I'd have to say. If we get probably at least another caution period, they'll probably be fine, but you never know. So this is going to be a very important stop. Make sure them trucks are packed full of fuel, and we'll be restarting in just a couple laps. But everybody filing in down the pit road, probably getting 4 tires and fuel. That would be the call for the majority of them.
All the teams going over to the right side, try to get those tires on. Most likely 4 tire pit stops is what you should do. But of course, you see the pit road kind of swapped up from the Pocono race before because they line up based on their starting grid. So some people pitting in different pit boxes. Tip Foster trying to get out there, but Logan Cloud, his pit crew is going to come through this time. He leads him off. Problems with Spurlytube on his pit box, and now he will drop outside, it looks like, of the top 5 at least. Yamakazi's going to drop real far back. The 59 team taking a long time to get some of that damage repaired on that truck. Further back, you see Dusty Neal. They're coming out all 3 wide. We'll go ahead and take you guys to a commercial break. Bring you guys back to the action here at the Reese's 300 at Pocono.
Why are there so many Hershey's Kisses in every bag? Because they go really fast. Little Hershey's Kisses, big chocolate taste.
Back here at the Reese's 300, Logan Cloud led them off pit road after Raleigh Spurlytube slipped not too far, only to P6. So he's still up here, but you got 3 Dodges, 2, 3, 4 with Foster, Reed, and Galloway. Gatlin Downey running strong in P5, trying to help RER out of the monetary basement. Oh, DeLello! Another engine failure this season for the 57.
And that is not good for Zachary. He comes into this race 10th in points. Remember, after this race, there's only 5 races until the chase. DeLello blowing up. He right now would hold a wild card slot, but DJ Curtis right behind him in points. Jose Perez is out, so he will lose any chance he had at that wild card slot, at least for next week. But DeLello now, his day done. It's going to be an engine problem on the 57 once again, just like Road America, but we will be going back green. Cloud, Foster, Reed, Galloway, and Downey, your top 5.
Pace truck brings the field down slowly, but now he peels off. Logan Cloud will do that job. And he stacks Tim up, caught him napping, and that 91's trying to take off. Reed looking immediately underneath his teammate, though, for P2. Anderson trying to put together some momentum, and he's only about like 15th or 16th in points right now. He could possibly try and sneak his way into the chase, even though he failed to qualify for Road America.
Remember, 4 open trucks. The only requirement for getting for being eligible for the chase and for the wild card spots is attempting every race. Anderson Reed attempted to make Road America, though he did not actually race in the race. He is eligible for the chase. As well, if you make the chase as an open truck, the NSDCA will grant you a temporary charter for those 8 chase races, I think they are this season, 7 or 8. This season for him to be locked in and go for that title. So open trucks there, just the charters are only there basically for the first races to try to make the chase. Logan Cloud pulling away, though. Anderson Reed, Tip Foster second and third, Galloway fourth, and Riley Spurlytube angry that he lost that dominant track position. He's going as Tip Foster dives down for P number 2.
Well, these Dodges fighting, teammates fighting here in the top 5. Tibb's going to let Reed go, possibly trying to bunch everybody up. That's a good teammate, Tibb. He's always been a team player for Anj Auto, it seems. But you may hear a little Jaws theme playing there because it's Austin Murray closing up in that 88. Or is it Anderson Reed? Nah, he's way too far back. He was just trying to make it, trying to catch Cloud out there, but he couldn't quite do it. But Austin Murray, he's still there in the top 10. He's just waiting possibly to go back-to-back.
Austin Murray, if he could go back-to-back at Pocono, that'd be outstanding, but that would put him with 3 wins on the season, 1 away from Diego Yepes' all-time record of 4 wins in one season, of course, for his championship run last season. The thing is, though, Austin Murray, Logan Cloud are both pretty much the dominant trucks and dominant drivers of the CRTS this season. Diego was able to win so many races, got so many points in the chase, and even though with those horrible finishes at the end of the chase, he was able to just claw away a championship. If Cloud and Murray are both just knocking off wins left and right and knocking off top 10 finishes, this chase battle could come down to a 2-horse race, even heading into Kansas. Gatlin Downey, Riley Spurlytube, now Tip Foster dives to the inside of Anderson Reed for P number 2 through turn 2.
Teammates still fighting hard for P2. I think that one of them should just go for it and just keep it because Cloud is taking off and they're not going to catch each other by themselves fighting like this, I feel. Jake Galloway's now really fighting now as Riley Spurlytube falls a little bit back. Gatlin Downey working underneath him. But yeah, some great racing here once again in race number 2. I think we should go on board for Austin Murray for just a little bit, though.
The roof cam of the 88 as he's looking to the inside, real close in contact with Downey. Now Spurlytube! Aggressive racing by the 88 there as he's making his way back into the top 5.
Wow. That was, man, Murray's on a charge once again.
This time from 31st, meaning he has to pass 7 less trucks than he had to for his race win last time. Especially, though, he had lap traffic that was able to help him keep Brady Burkhart right where he was for the end of that race. Now you see Spurlytube and Foster fighting in front of Murray as he's going to take to the outside of Spurlytube. If he can make this pass, that would be outstanding and really show you the power in that 88. And I think he will, now looking for the crossover on Tip Foster down the front straightaway.
That just shows that Mid-South Automotive absolutely hit the setup this weekend for Murray, even though he had a bad run in qualifying. That truck is absolutely on rails across this 2.5 triangle here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. So you got Tibb working underneath the 84, and Reed now chasing down Logan Cloud at the front.
Where have we seen this before? Kentucky and Charlotte both had some version of Cloud and Reed battling for the race lead. At Kentucky, of course, it was Cloud out in front with a dominant truck all day. Anderson Reed tried to close up, but lost it into turn 3. Lost some momentum, had to chase it up the track, and basically lost the race. At Charlotte, it was Reed out in front while Cloud was trying to catch him. Then a caution came out. That was about midway through this race. Now these guys fighting at halfway. Logan Cloud out in front over Anderson Reed.
See, it's Dodge 2, 3, 4 currently. Cloud is just minding his own business, leading this field. They're still racing pretty hard there. You got a lot of Dodges in the top 10 as well, with Murray, Riley, and Onjak there in the Reese's truck. Obviously, Hershey, the Pennsylvania company, wanting to advertise here the most. PPG, another company. Here comes Brady Burkhart, making his way up the field as well.
Brady, of course, he was the runner-up to Austin Murray. Started this race from the 30th spot, and not really as fast as Murray in the pack. He's right there with them, just a few spots back. And Brady looking for this top 10 run, looking for his first win of the season as he jumps to the inside of Downey and Onjak. We got a battle for the race lead. Cloud's been caught by 2 Dodges, and now Jake Galloway for Texas Star Racing, trying to put himself in the ring.
Jake Galloway, many have possibly written off his season as a possible bust. He got injured at Las Vegas. Now he's really putting in the work this season as Reed trying to pass Cloud for the lead on the outside. Would work in turn 3. That won't work in turn 1, I feel, unless Cloud really just gives it to him. But yeah, Jake Galloway trying to salvage his season as much as he can, although TSR having a lot of struggles this season.
One thing we've talked about before is the Mountain Dew Custom Series Champions Curse. Only 2 of the drivers from the 4 Mountain Dew Custom Series seasons have won in the Crown Royal Truck Series, but only one of them has won in the season after they won the title. That was Tib Foster last season at Mosport after he won the Season 3 Crown Royal Truck title. Galloway still has this season to work with, but Peter Onjak, of course, now you can make the argument that he did not have the Crown Royal Truck Series that season, but he did not win in the Mountain Dew Custom Series either. Anderson Reed also pulling to the race lead, and Carson Bowers, he has not won since his championship season in the number 22 car in the Mountain Dew Custom Series. Those champions, they all share one thing in common, except for Jake Galloway. They're all on Anjado. That is the thing there. Anjado's been struggling in the trucks, but now this season is the rebirth. 2 of their drivers fighting for this race lead around their ex-driver Logan Cloud. Peter Onjak in this top 10. Anjado on fire, now attacking Logan Cloud.
Gotta thank Austin Murray there in P5, also an Anjado driver last season before he left for MSA to further his career. Jake Galloway, if he stays on TSR, he's going to be an ally teammate to Anjado. They have a great connection with some of the superstars and future superstars that the MDCS has brought up. It looks like Cloud going backwards on the high side. Anderson Reed, Tib Foster, Jake Galloway, Austin Murray, and Riley Spurlytube. It's an all-Dodge top 5 with Alex Benyako making his way up the field unnoticed so far.
That is Murray, Benyako, and Brady. They finished 1, 2, 3 here yesterday at Pocono. They are all inside the top 10, or at least Brady's trying to get inside the top 10 back here as DJ Curtis is fighting to the inside of him. Curtis also yesterday, he kind of fell off near the end of it, finishing outside of the top 10, but still up here. This pack of trucks going crazy. Anderson Reed, he's won at Pocono before in an underfunded Evernham equipment back in season number 3. He's looking to win this race out in front. Now Murray being attacked by Spurlytube. You got Benyako there. Galloway trying to separate himself. Look at Diego Yepes in that 77 looking for a top 10 for Shepard. You also got Carson Bowers further back. Could get a 4 Anjado top 10 run if Bowers could just bring himself up there. But right now Anderson Reed pulling away with Galloway, Murray, and now Foster and Benyako battling for the 4th spot.
Side by side between that 40 and 83, Benyako, he's had pretty good season, I'd say. He's shown that he has the potential to be a race winner, but he just hasn't broken through yet. Been involved in some incidents, and obviously was very close at Charlotte, but he ended up running out of fuel there late. Murray and Galloway fighting hard, though, the former MSA driver and the current MSA driver.
Of course, MSA had Jake Galloway in season number 3. Galloway was thinking of retiring because he was not re-signed by JRI. He was the runner-up in the championship to Tib Foster that year. He got the call to drive the number 48 after the Riley Spurlytube incident, and TSR got all shaken up. Now Galloway, the defending Mountain Dew Custom Series champion, up in second, trying to win, trying to be the second Mountain Dew Custom Series champion to win in the season after he won the title. Austin Murray, though, in this 88, now looking for second. Murray is on fire. There's nothing short about it. Anderson Reed is out in front, but Reed has fallen to the 91 before. The 88's about the same. Benyako with a run. Now Murray into Galloway, and Murray really getting aggressive with the contact there down in turn 1.
Look at this. Murray using the middle to power past Benyako still after Benyako made that huge move down into turn 1. And looks like Galloway's actually going to come out better than Benyako. All these trucks in the 80 bracket of numbers. You got the 88, the 84, and the 83. They're all racing hard. I don't know where Irving, the other 80 truck, is. There he is. He's doing good as well. So it's a great day for those teams, except for Mark Silas.
Speaking of Mark Silas, he's pretty much last right now, sitting behind his team owner, Zachary Fitzwater. And one thing about these two, FAR and Fitzwater have just been absolutely miserable this season. The 81 team got the bailout because they were going negative, and they had to sell off their Mountain Dew Custom Series program, which was a bit of a controversial move compared to this struggling 81 team. Now they are just about negative again, hoping that somehow, some way they will be able to survive. Fitzwater, though, 37th position, still not running that strong for Sauber. Further up real quick, Roger Ray is fighting. Carter Friesen stuck in the pack. He really does not have anywhere he can go. Eric Monaco coming off of that 5th place start, had to start this race from the back. He's struggling as well. Cody Goforth has fallen pretty far. Eli Bright has dropped to the back. Jefferson's trying to gain up. Alex Peters in that backup truck started this race 40th. He's moving on up. But Mikey Yamakaze also dropped to the back. Matty Porta trying to get himself up. All the strong trucks coming back as now Anderson Reed coming down to take his pit stop.
Right on that, curving onto the brace. Austin Murray going to get some bonus points by staying out. Looks like it's only the two trucks, the 41 and the 28 coming in this time by. Possibly some guys further down in the field. That looks like the 82 of Irving Allison. But can the undercut pay off? They should be good to go to the end because they just took lap 27.
Here they are coming on in. A bunch of the guys at the back are actually coming on in. You see Luke Rainey, Logan Bradley, Joseph Strigley, Eric Monaco, Stephen Wallace Jr. We're just going to make sure this pretty much you take 4 tires and go. We haven't seen a caution yet, but again, I just gave it a commentator's curse. We said that last time and they wrecked. So we'll see what'll happen this time. Austin Murray out in front. Galloway, Benyako, Cloud. Look at those tires sliding up. Galloway almost hitting the wall. Got some guys side by side. Most of them trying to stay single file so they don't crash into coming onto the pit road. Mike Silas still on pit road. Don't know what's going on there. That's just how bad the 81 team is right now. But Murray's going to come on in, and it looks like he's going to lead literally everyone else on in. 27 of 40, we should be green, or we should be clean to make it to the end of the race on this fuel stop. Austin Murray bringing it on in. He's at the back of this grid. We're going to make sure everyone comes on in down this time, and no one will stay out.
Yeah, I can't push it way too far. You'd be asking for like 18 laps on that fuel run. That's absolutely too much to do, but Reed has a massive advantage over Spurlytube as Irving reels in that 28. But we should probably watch everybody else getting their service coming out. There's Austin Murray onto the gas. Is he going to beat everybody else out? Probably, judging the distance to Benyako and everybody else. Yeah, I think he's sitting just fine. He's going to lead them out by a good margin. Cloud, can he get P2? No, I think that's going to go to Benyako, then Galloway, then Cloud, and then Tim Foster. Reed checking out. Murray, no. Murray's off the pace. Reed trying to do his best rim riding, not to get in that 88, but with the racing line blocked up, looks like Murray is going to be the one to cycle out P1.
And that is fantastic by that MSA team. Got him out in front, and we saw he pulled away from Brady Burkhart. Now, though he does have lap newer tires basically than Reed. Reed has them worn in for that lap. So Murray on colder tires. We'll see if he'll be able to fight that truck, but they are nose to tail. Benyako cycles out third. Spurlytube and Galloway, your top 5 with Irving Allison now up here. Cloud most likely going to lose out on this one again, but Foster, Yepes, Curtis, and Bowers up here. Peter Onjak right behind.
Got Brady Burkhart as we'll wait for the ticker to cycle around right now. Yes, there it comes. Taking a look, though, here comes Riley Spurlytube, though, and Irving Allison really benefited from that undercut. He was outside the top 10, probably about 15th, and he's currently P6, trying to fight Jake Galloway for P5. So that just means pretty much all of the 80 trucks are doing really strong here today.
Irving Allison looking to the inside of Jake Galloway. That is for the 5th position. Jade Burkhart Racing has 2 trucks right now that could be inside the top 5 if Irving can make the move. And what a surprise. Brady just does not have the truck right now. Looks like something went wrong as Peter Onjak's going to kind of tap the wall back there in that 44. Now Brady and Butcher might be able to pull up, but SBR all inside the top 15 as well. One guy to point out, DJ Gibson, he won at Pocono last season. That's what got him into the chase for the title. He's right now just inside the top 15. Not a good run by any means, but he is inside the top 6 in points, looking to make another good points day today.
Onjak was way up the track in turn 3. His tires are screaming for temperature. They are ice cold. Here, it's a cloudy day here at Pocono, as you expect it to always be. Always a threat of rain at this track, it seems, but Onjak really struggling after that pit stop. Carson Bowers doesn't seem to be doing too bad as he leads the charge up here. But look at that. Diego Yepes finally in contention late for a strong result for Shepard.
And again, Diego Yepes, his last top 10 came back before Talladega last season, the Crown Royal Truck Series chase. This is the longest drought of his entire career that he has not finished inside the top 10. Looking for one today. Right now running 9th, but he's going to run it a bit wide. Him and Bowers and Curtis. That is 9th, 10th, and 11th. Yepes trying to hang on as Bowers gets a big run off the corner past Curtis. Now looking for the move on Yepes for 9th.
Watching them gloves on that wheel. Carson Bowers absolutely working it through that flat turn 3. Doing the best he can, but they are still fighting up here in the top 5, top 10. Taking a look further up, Irving Allison nearly gets into Logan Cloud there. Cloud does not have a good reputation here at Pocono, I want to say, because MDCS Season 3, he got ran off the road by Mathis Wells. And obviously yesterday he made that contact with Spurlytube, so probably a good thing that everything else didn't get into him. Otherwise, there could be a brawl in the pits.
Riley Spurlytube and Benyako holding this up. Anderson Reed starting to lose time to Austin Murray, and with only 9 to go this time by, it's going to be a miracle possibly for Reed to be able to catch him. This 88 is just too strong. This is the first time we've gone to a track twice in a season. Of course, this is the second race of a doubleheader weekend, and Austin Murray looking to make history there and double down on the doubleheader. Reed is right behind him, though, and Reed has won at Pocono before. He could join a list of drivers who have won at the same track in both series, including Jacob Edson at Las Vegas was the first one to do so. And Jay Jefferson, of course, in the 48 for Season 1 of the Mountain Dew Custom Series and the Crown Royal Truck Series. But Reed right now has no help behind him. It's 5 seconds back to Benyako, Spurlytube, and the rest of the field.
Anderson Reed would need a caution, I feel. Especially all these guys back here, they would need a caution. But they're not going to wreck each other for, like, P2 or P3. Maybe we could get a flyby of the field coming down next time by. There's the Goodyear blimp hanging out in the sky. But yeah, Reed is just kind of slipping back from Murray. I'm not sure. They both have great trucks, but Murray might just be a little bit better on that setup. But let's get a flyby coming down as this race closing down to the final stages here in the Reese's 300.
It is a very long gap to this pack of trucks, and that's probably what's hurting them. They're not running single file like these guys further back, being able to catch up in that draft. But you see Jay Jefferson just coming into the screen there and going by. He's very far back. You got Monaco and Ray back here as well. A lot of drivers fading late into this one, but we have 33 of 40 complete. Going to be 7 to go, I believe, next time by. We still haven't seen a caution. We'll see what this will do, but a green flag run could still give us a good finish as Anderson Reed trying everything he can to catch up to the 88.
Lost another 10th that time by. We only had that one caution earlier with Fitzy and Perez. Taking a look, they are still fighting there for 3rd and 4th between like Benyako and Spurlytube and Cloud. They're still racing hard, but you remember for 3rd last time with them 28 and a 91. Hopefully they don't get into each other again, but it might be more likely that it's Spurly and Benyako as they look to take off a little bit from Cloud there. You see, boy, more fighting between Galloway and Foster once again. The Season 3 MDCS Championship rivals there, but looks like Tibbs going to easily get that position that time by in turn 1. Bauer's looking to capitalize there as well, but Spurlytube Benyako still neck and neck for P3.
This is a testament to that 28 team. They worked all night trying to repair this truck because if they had to go to a backup, they would have had to start this race from last. Spurlytube flipped this truck yesterday. He's right now running 3rd with it. That is outstanding for the TSR team. And Logan Cloud 4th. He got some damage from that. He's right now battling for that 4th spot. These two drivers doing great, but now Cloud looking to make that move on Spurlytube. We'll see how this will go, but Riley doing very well. Reed has lost another about half a second last time by. We'll see what the interval is. Another half a second. Looks like Austin Murray setting sail, looking for the win today.
Yeah, Reed's really falling off as this tire run goes on. It's unfortunate for the Pennsylvania driver. Pennsylvania fans love him. He's got Penn State on the hood. But Murray is just absolutely taking off. And this might bring up the question once again. We've seen what Murray can do this season. He's on track for his 2nd or 3rd win. No, yes, 3rd win this season in those Lavazza colors. Where is he going to go? Because MSA is being forcefully shut down at the end of the season. He's a free agent. Where's he going to go? Where's this equipment going to go?
There's been talks of Anjado, Diego Yepes Incorporated, even Pedal to Metal Racing, even Shepherd Racing trying to go and put their hat in the ring for this driver. He and Colton Lane are going to be the biggest free agent drivers on the market coming into free agency within the next few weeks. But Austin Murray, he has nowhere else he can go, and this equipment, we're going to have to see next season if this is the equipment or if this is his driving that is giving him this race win, because he never won in the number 40 for Anjado in the Mountain Dew Custom Series, a team that has won multiple championships. But Murray setting absolute sail. He won at South Boston in a great battle to the end. He won yesterday with a great battle to the end. And now this time it looks like it could be a lull. Anderson Reed, he's been in second multiple times. Tip Foster into the wall. But Reed has been second multiple times this season, and it's just come up short. This 41 team is trying everything they can, but looks like at the end of these ones, he's just going to be a bridesmaid and not the bride.
Yeah, Reed Pit crew did not make the best adjustments for that 41 because he has just slipped further and further back from that 88. Tim Foster nails the wall. He'll keep his top 10 position, just slip behind Bowers and Galloway. That's going to really help Carson, though, because with Murray and Cloud taking off at the front of this race, he needs as many points as he can get. He still hasn't won in the Crown Royal Truck Series, still hasn't won from his Mountain Dew Custom Series championship, but he's run so strong in recent times that I don't see how he hasn't yet.
This 25 team, remember, he came up short at South Boston. It was the last lap, 1 to go, and he did not have the chance to win it as Murray was just too fast for him. Right now, he's sitting right now in 6th. A great run this season. He is the only driver in the top 3 in standings without a race win. Cloud has 2 wins, and Murray looking for his 3rd. He has stretched it out to an enormous gap. 4.83 last time. You see the distance now to Logan Cloud in 2nd. 5.32. Murray is unbeatable. And I think the NSDCA is going to have to take a bit more of a look at that 88 truck because this speed, very, very insane. Logan Cloud in 2nd, though. They have finished 1-2 twice this season. Kentucky and Road America, both with Logan Cloud coming out on top. Looks like Murray's trying to make that inverse today.
Definitely have to see about the future of MSA. How much can they put into that truck with their team winning? They obviously have to think about Colton Lane as well in the Mountain Dew Custom Series because he's fighting for a championship down there as well. So who knows what the rest of the season is going to bring, but I'm expecting more 88 and 91 domination personally.
Now we're coming down. 2 laps to go at Pocono. Remember at Charlotte, we were all dead set that the fuel would last. This 88 is putting the pressure on, and he's not letting up. He lost a couple tenths there, the Cloud, but that's because Cloud is so fast compared to this 88 truck. Maybe Murray runs this thing out of fuel. They do have about 2 extra laps, which is a lot. But still, anything can happen in these final few laps, and especially with how fast that truck's going, how much his pedal is to that metal. He's making a move. Diego Yepes back in 11th, trying to get that top 10 away from Irving Allison. This would be an absolute win if they can get a top 10. You got Curtis fighting further back. But now Cloud in 2nd, Benyako 3rd, Reed 4th. Not much they can do except battle for that 2nd spot. Austin Murray through turn number 3, coming to the white flag.
Benyako obviously wants P2 at another home race driver, another Pennsylvania driver, Alex Benyako, but Murray checking out Lavazza. Didn't think they'd come back to the NSDCA after a nasty split with Ange Auto, but with the former Ange Auto driver, they have proved that their return has been worth it. Austin Murray absolutely putting them out into the lead. I don't even know if this Lavazza truck has lost a race that it's been in, because this is 3rd possible win for Austin Murray here, coming down the Long Pond straightaway for the final time, once again in those Lavazza colors.
Logan Cloud is absolutely trying to hang on over Alex Benyako, Anderson Reed back there. Diego Yepes trying to hang on to that all-coveted top 10 for his first one in over 15 starts. But Austin Murray coming through the final corners. This is going to be his 3rd win of the season. 2nd at Pocono, 2nd in a row. The doubleheader weekend. Mid-South Automotive hits right on the head of the nail. Coming out of turn number 3, Austin Murray will win his 3rd race of the season, 3rd career win in the Crown Royal Truck Series.
Cloud P2, Benyako holds off Anderson Reed. It's a drag race for P10. Yepes versus Foster. I think Diego may have just got it. Did he? Not really sure on timing and scoring. I think he did. Yep.
Diego Yepes finally gets his first top 10, ending that long drought of no top 10s in Shepherd Racing. That is important for them. Tim Foster just misses out on a top 10. Heartbreaking for him, but he was fighting with one of the greatest of all time for that final spot. But Austin Murray, that whatever adjustment happened to the 41 or whatever adjustment happened to the 88 caused that gap, and Austin Murray comes home with the win. An insane finish here at the Pocono Raceway, and I think that might be the biggest win in CRTS history in terms of the winning margin.
Easily could be 5 seconds. That's going to be hard to beat, but Austin Murray sweeps the doubleheader. I don't know who could have predicted that, especially from his starting position, but seen a great 80 laps of action over the 2 days of action. Jake Galloway doing an extra lap around the track. But yeah, Tim Foster, he probably fell out of the top 10 only because he got the wall there. Could have knocked the toe out of that truck. But boy, Riley Spurlytube, a great comeback for that team, driving that flipped truck to another top 5. That's really going to help TSR in the monetary side of things. But all the guys in the back raced their way around for one final time down into the pit lane. So an eventful race, an eventful weekend. Austin Murray comes out top in the Hershey's 300 and the Reese's 300.
Thing to point out, Jay Jefferson, Carter Friesen, you saw them just coming in and taking their car behind the wall for the end of the race. They were not able to make it up through this field. It looks like they both finish outside of the top 20. Jefferson 22nd will hurt him even more in the point standings. And Carter Friesen 28th. That's going to keep him from those top 3. So Murray, Bowers, and Cloud taking all top 7 finishes. I think that's just going to stretch those guys in the point standings to another level.
Easily could. I'm kind of shot after that race. It was a long and eventful one, and I think all these fans are a little bit raced out, possibly after some two days of racing, 240 lap, 2 full-length races. We've seen a lot of these, but I can't wait for the next doubleheader at Chicagoland because it's just going to be more of the same, some more action, some more mileage, and some more all-out racing. But next up, we got Bristol, so we're going to go to some short track, and that'll probably just hurt the team's cash even more. But who knows? That's the next race up, the Mountain Dew 250.
That is good for Ryan Butcher. He is the defending winner of the Bristol race back in season number 1. Thank you guys for tuning in to 80 laps this weekend, 40 and 40 for 2 races, but it's Austin Murray, the class of the field, here for Mid-South Automotive. Thank all of our sponsors, all of Hershey, for teaming up and helping get this doubleheader weekend into play, as well as Peter Onjak joining me for the commentary as well. Like always, hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys next time. It'll be at Bristol for the Crown Royal Truck Series, and I do not believe the Mountain Dew Custom Series will be running next week. They show up at Myrtle Beach in a few weeks' time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the NSDCA on NBCSN, and it was a great race. Austin Murray coming home with the victory, edging out Logan Cloud in their third 1-2 of the season. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time on the NSDCA.
I didn't even see it back there, honestly. If I was commentating, I would... What is he doing?
With that, the engines are fired, 40 drivers rolling off for 40 laps. The trucks coming to Pocono once again. A great race last season. Oh, great.
My God. I'm firing you for finishing 5th.
Yeah. Oh shit, I better stop.
RER's confirmed going part-time.
Yeah, Sebi just needed me to approve the Sevens charter move.
I'm not getting it.
Getting what?
The chart? Where's it going?
Diego bought it, I think.